Assalamu alaikum. And thank you so much to Kurdistan 24 for your interest in Guantanamo Bay. The many inmates here are still imprisoned for two reasons. Some of them have been cleared for release by every American agency, but still, because of politics, are prisoners for more than 2 decades here at Guantanamo. Others are being charged in military commissions, military courts that are special within the United States law, even though they have already been here for more than 20 years, mostly because of American politics. After 9/11, a massive amount of fear broke out in the United States. That led to two major violations of international law. The first is establishing a prison just for Sunni Muslim men offshore of the United States in Guantanamo Bay. The second is trying to keep those men out of the protections of American international law by placing them in an offshore prison with a military court. Many of them are from Yemen. Some are from Iran, like my client, Ammar al-Baluchi. Some are from Saudi or other countries. My client is one of the, that's right. My client is one of the men who was placed in the CIA torture program for 3 years between 2003 and 2006. Almost none of the men who were placed in that torture program have ever been released. Only one has been released. All the others are still here as part of the effort to cover up the United States' decision to use torture as an instrument of state policy. Most of the men here in Guantanamo Bay have not been accused of anything. About 2/3 of the 30 have not been accused of anything and have been cleared for release, meaning determined not to be a danger or a problem by all US agencies put together. A smaller number are charged in a military commission with some kind of crime, a war crime in this case. It's very difficult to tell because so much of the evidence in the case has been tainted by torture. This is not a question like an ordinary crime where the police go out and investigate and establish proof of guilt or innocence. Instead, this is a situation where the United States government decided not to place these men under ordinary law enforcement and judicial processes, and instead secreted them in secret prisons for 3 years, where it is impossible to know whether what they said there was the result of torture. If they were taken to the United States, the provisions of American law, like the United States Constitution, would protect their rights. They were placed in Guantanamo to have a space which was outside the United States where they could be subjected to special harsh laws. These men have been through the harshest system that the United States has ever had, that of the CIA torture program. When they were transferred to Guantanamo, not much changed, although they were able to visit with the International Committee of the Red Cross and have some contact. Over time, conditions have changed, but they are still very severe.